Alright, there's a scene in this movie where Marlon Wayans is having sex with stuffed animals. Do I have to go on with the review?
Suzanne, you're all that I wanted of a girl. You're all that I need in the world. I'm your child, make me blush, drive me wild. Suzanne, you're all that I wanted.
Hey guys, Mr. Google here to review A Haunted House. A Haunted House stars Marlon Wayans, Essence Atkins, Nick Swardson, David Koechner, and Cedric the Entertainer. Now, I actually had some hope for this film. I thought it looked way better than all the other spoof movies that come out, and they're utter garbage, and this looked like it had some promise to it. And I really like Marlon Wayans. I think he's a funny guy. I love the Wayans Brothers show, and I loved his performance in Requiem for a Dream. Fantastic performance, in my opinion. You know, I like a couple of the other guys in the cast. I usually love David Koechner and Nick Swardson, and, you know, Essence Atkins was good on the TV show from my childhood called Smart Guy, where she played Taj Mahari's older sister. You remember Smart Guy? About a little kid who was in high school. Yeah, it was a good show. And then it had Cedric the Entertainer, who I usually don't find funny at all. And, you know, I thought it looked good. I thought it could say something about, you know, all these stupid found footage horror movies that come out. And in the end, it was really bad. Yeah, it was incredibly bad. It was really completely unfocused and just sometimes painfully unfunny. But to get my good, you know, positives out of the way first, I'm going to say, yeah, I laughed quite a few times in this film. A lot of the times it was chuckling, and then there was a couple times where I laughed out loud. But that was completely inconsistent. Like, for instance, there's one scene where Marlon Wayans, Essence Atkins are, like, you know, smoking weed with the ghost, which I found to be the funniest scene of the entire movie. Call me, you know, a juvenile if you want, but I found that funny. You know, since that has something to do with the ghost, they would go in completely different directions with it, where it's just completely irrelevant, where, you know, there's scenes where his dog gets killed by Essence Atkins, and then they're having sex. It's just weird. We get it, alright? It's not funny. Yeah, there's a lot of sexual content in this movie, and Marlon Wayans is having sex with stuffed animals, and then he gets fucked by a ghost, and it's like, we get it, alright? It's not funny, alright? It became really, like, porno after a while. Well, not really, because there was no tits in this movie. That's the thing. Like, what the hell? It's a strong R-rated movie, and then there's no tits, but there's tons of sexual content. What the hell? But to go back to my positives, I would also have to say Marlon Wayans has his moments in this film. He is really funny at times, and it's the Marlon Wayans I like. He's charming, he's likable, he's, you know, just really funny. His facial reactions are hilarious, his body language is awesome. I was thinking, you know what, screw the likable Marlon Wayans, and screw, you know, his nice guy, goofy clown, class clown image. I'd rather be seeing, like, Marlon Wayans do dramatic stuff, like in Requiem for a Dream, which he was fantastic in, like I said. I want to see him in the Richard Pryor movie, where he's playing Richard Pryor. He's been attached to star in that for 3 years now. Around 3 years, and I'd rather see that than a movie like this. I mean, it's completely crude, it's completely rude, and when Cedric the Entertainer is the funniest person in your movie, then you have a problem. But at the same time, I found his character to be the funniest thing in the movie. I thought it was a breath of fresh air to see him in this film and be funny, actually. And yes, I've sat through Codename the Cleaner. I've sat through Johnson Family Vacation. I sat through The Honeymooners. I know how bad Cedric the Entertainer can be, but he was really, really funny in this. Now, going on to the negatives, I've said the movie has its moments with the comedy, and then it would just go completely off guard, and it would try to, like, overdo the jokes so many times. Certain jokes that would be funny, and then they would just stretch them out to just shut up. And then there was tons of people I really liked, like David Koechner and Nick Swardson, who were the two most annoying characters in this movie, and they were just so stupid. And the movie, like, took time to, like, you know, just make them ad-lib the whole movie, because it's, like, shot in, like, a fake found footage sort of way, so it's a lot of, like, sporadic editing. So there's many times where the movie's, like, cut, so they can just improv, and it's really, really bad and unfunny. And I like David Koechner. He's champ freaking kind. He's funny. Whammy, he's not funny in this. He was, like, probably the most unfunny person in this movie, and Nick Swardson was really close, and I usually really, really like Nick Swardson. Essence Atkins was completely annoying. I hated her character, and I thought she really overacted, and she never made me laugh. Overall, this movie had some good parts, but a lot of it was shit, so I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10. Not a good way to start out the year, but I'm really, really worried about Gangster Squad. But who knows, I usually don't agree with Rotten Tomatoes most of the time. But for this time, I do. It's shit. I don't think it deserves a 0%, but at the same time, it definitely deserves a rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm Mr. Google. Don't forget to ski cap, subscribe, and 3 out of 10 for a haunted house. See you later.